Hello guys, today I'm gonna show you a few very creative ways on how to use adjustment layer. So first I'm gonna show you the basic utilities of the adjustment layer and then create a very simple zoom transition. First of all, you have to install the adjustment layer. It's actually a plugin that you have to download, and then let me copy this folder and go to Go and then Home, Movies, Motion Templates, and then Titles. This is where you put your adjustment layer, and that's all you need to do. You have to restart your Final Cut Pro before you do anything, but since I've already installed the plugin, so I'm not gonna restart my Final Cut Pro. Then I'm going to the Titles tab over here and type adjustment layer. Yep, I'm just gonna drag it over to my timeline and let me hide this one. So basically there are a couple of very easy and straightforward ways to use adjustment layer. First of all, you can adjust your color. For example, you can adjust the saturation, the exposure. To assist on adjusting your color, you can actually press Command 7. So you summon this view, this RGB parade view, and then you can see the blue, the green, the red, and keep them in check. And you can add color curves, for example this one, and adjust the luma curve, and it's automatically applied to all three clips once I've already adjusted the luma curve and everything is applied. Similarly, you can always go to the effects column and then find LUT, custom LUT, and then you can just drag your custom LUT to your adjustment layer and then go to the inspector and find a LUT that you really like. So maybe this one. Yep, you can adjust the mix value and it looks amazing. If you doesn't really like this one, you can always change it over here. But then if you want to make it more customizable, you can always just cut your clip. For example, you want to have a different LUT for this one, you can just choose a different LUT over here and it's done. It's separated. And basically all the effects over here can be applied to your adjustment layer. For example, color presets, you can just drag one and apply, and that's all you need to do. Or you can always add glitch effects and stuff like that, so it's automatically applied to all of your clips and it looks sort of amazing. And that's the most basic utility of this adjustment layer. I'm gonna show you something more advanced. So let me zoom in the timeline but quite a bit and cut the adjustment layer like this. Always just press Option and drag it upwards and lengthen it like this. And please remember to turn off the custom LUTs and color curves so it doesn't affect the whole thing. And play to see how long the actual thing is. If you want it to be even longer, you can just adjust like this. For my transition, it's about less than a second. First, I'm gonna come to the start of this adjustment layer, this frame, this particular frame, and go to the inspector, create a keyframe for position, scale, just in case actually, so I don't really need the position, but just in case, and rotation maybe. And I'm going to blur and add in zoom and just change it up a little bit like this. And then I'm gonna create a keyframe as well at the amount, and you can add a swirl if you want, but for now I'm gonna add a keyframe first. So I'm gonna drag the amount to 0, and then I'm gonna create a keyframe first, and then around here I'm gonna increase it to around 227%, and then right click on this one and show video animation, and you can see there's the button over here. It's actually the precise time of the transformation of the scale. So for now I am going to go back to this keyframe over here and then tune up the amount like this, or maybe a little bit more like this. And then at this part I'm gonna add in the swirl as well, and then just going to the next clip, I am just gonna turn down the swirl to 0, and then a while later I'm gonna change back the amount for the actual effect to 0, as well as the scale back to 100%. And this is the first draft of the actual effect. Then let's take a look. Something like this, yes. And if you're satisfied, that's all you need to do, and you can do some minor adjustments like the time, just dragging these buttons over here to change the exact timing of the effect to take place. So this is a very simple way to actually creatively use your adjustment layer, and it saves you some money if you don't want to spend on those very fancy transitions, and it creates a good looking zoom transition. And if you don't really want the swirl, you can just delete all these things over here, and this is very normal zoom transition. And for those who are going for a chromatic zoom, you can always add prism and similarly right click, show video animation, and go to the amount, create keyframe, angle, create keyframe, amount going to 0, and then here the amount is going to go up, something like that. And then in the middle over here you can actually change the angle, and then change the angle again like this, and then here you can just change back the amount to 0. So this creates this sort of a chromatic zoom effect. Very simple and very well done. And that's all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoy it, and if you have any question, just drop a comment. I'm more than happy to answer your problems or your questions, and hope you subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Thank you, bye bye.